And here we are, back in the first month of the beautiful season of bloom. Now, I've almost got my creativity up to the first notch, and I would like to get it up to the first notch, but since this is such a beautiful month, I think I'd like to spend it in the garden. But we can say hi to people. Tang eyes the colony walls distrustfully. If we're to make our home here, we must be better prepared for the fact that whatever was here first will attempt to drive us out. Who's to say that aliens are not at this very moment preparing a second attack? Oof. Yeah, that is something that I worry about. I mean, when you think about it, Tang, actually, we're the aliens here on this planet. But, hey, Anemone. And she sneaks up behind me for a game of tag. And here's Dees. You can hear Dees sniffling, finding him tucked into a leeward alcove of the walls. He stumbles to his feet when you see him approach. What do you want? He scowls. Did Mars send you, Tang? I'm not going back. I'm not just going to do what people tell me. No, I was just checking on you. There's Utopia. And here's Cal. Hi, Cal. Cal is standing in the middle of the garden, spraying the crops down with a hose. As you watch, he leans down and drinks straight from the nozzle. Oh, hey, I used to do that when I was little. Oh, hey, he says, standing up and wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. What's up? Oh, nothing, just seeing what you were up to. Alien egg, alien egg! Let's see. So how many? Okay, just one, and I have 2 mush wood. Okay. No, hi Mom, hi Dad. Oh, Dad, your allergies again. Your dad sneezes and wipes his nose with a handkerchief. Whew, this pollen, he says, his voice thick with congestion. Someday I'm gonna get used to this. I'd also like to get my animals up so I can help with Dad, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Your mom is hard at work. Are you even surprised anymore? She cares about the fields more than she cares about anything else. Okay, well, I guess I'll come help you. 3 toughness, 5 kudos, 15 stress. We're 2 biology. I do want more biology. And having some organization would be nice. And it still gives me friendship with Cal, so I think... And it also gives me more kudos, so I think I'll research xenobotany. Hey, Squirt, your mom calls out to you. Don't you think it's time you start thinking about what you're going to do when you get older? You look at her in confusion. Isn't she always telling you to stay in school? She chuckles. You gotta think about it sometime, kid, about how about you come join your folks on the farm if you think you're up to it for it. Sure. Your mom claps you on the back. Oof, she's just as strong as she looks. Great, she says. Come see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. Oh, cool. Okay. So, I guess we should start with 0, 2, 2, 4, and 5. And I got 18. Oh, your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale, with deep circles under his eyes, and he keeps sneezing. It's fine, he insists. It's just all this pollen in the air. It's gunking up the old air tubes. Do you remember hay fever, Flulu? We always got it back on Earth, too. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did, she agrees. So why isn't it bothering me? Dad, are you gonna be okay? You're a lot tougher than me, Sweet Pea, your dad says, and Mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure I just have to get used to it like you did, he continues. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later. Dad, I don't know if that's a good idea considering what happened last year. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later, really get a good lungful of the stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that, I'll be fine. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs, then he falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs him to go lay down on their bed. You need rest, not machismo, she scolds him. I don't have a achoo, your dad sneezes, a macho bone in my body, foo-foo. And I have to fertilize the corn and the pixie beans this week. Uh-huh, your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big yelling honk sneezes that echo through your whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face and you can tell that something's wrong. Dad? Huh? Your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright pink. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll in the back of his head, knees buckled, and your mom yells for you to call Instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with whatever she sees without having to do a thorough examination. The explorers have started calling this the Shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. Will he be okay? It doesn't seem to cause long-term damage to the body, Instance explains. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. I've been tracking its effects for 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and it's not contagious. She looks down at your father. What that means for you, Geranium, since you're particularly susceptible to the toxin. You should be taking better pains to avoid exposure. If you must go outside during pollen, use a respirator. Your dad smiles weakly. You got it, boss, he says. Your mom smiles and puts her hand over his. As your literal boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week, she says. You're on strict bed rest. She leans in to touch her forehead to his. They stay like that, smiling with relief. Well, that's good. Even after 1 day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back into the fields. You're gonna love this new crop, Solana. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy we finally found something that we could actually grow here that isn't soy, and more soy. I'm happy too. And since you're not feeling well, I think I'm definitely gonna help in the xenobotany again, but I'll also say hi to Cal. Cal has collected a fine assortment of plastic and metal containers and assembled them into what passes for the drum set, and his clattering away at them echoes through the garden. When he sees you, he twirls his drumstick and gives you a cheeky smile. What? They were gonna get nano-recycled anyways. Does anyone else have something to say? Oh, Tang has something to say. Your hollow palm pulses with a message from Tang. Hello, Solana. If you're not occupied, could I ask you for assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance. Tangent. Typical Tang, but her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer making notes on a holoscreen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with a wide-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of black tea. How can I help? I'm researching the Shimmer, the respiratory illness, but some people report during pollen, she says. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance. She takes 4 vitals with swabs inside and puts them in your hands. I need to receive saliva samples from both you and your father, she says. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the Shimmer, and you're not. You share half of his genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from the rack of test tubes. Administer this to yourself. Wait 3 days and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Tang looks at you very seriously, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I begin to realize this is more than just curing a disease. She squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secrets of the Shimmer, who it affects, and why, it could lead to a greater understanding of all life on Vertumna. And knowledge is more than power, Solana. It's control. Are you okay? Tang blinks again. I'm perfectly fine, she says dismissively. This is the face of complete concentration and focus. I'm in the zone, Solana. Okay. Thank you, Tang says. I've been researching so hard I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head, and for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease, it's a pretty good reason, but Tang just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind. We need to control this planet if we're going to get it under our control. Well, there can be beauty in chaos too. I mean, everything being so strict and under control would probably just be boring. So let's go back here and research some more xenobotany. The colony uses some recycled spaceship parts to build new structures, but most new constructions is made of mushwood, a fungal lumber harvested from the mushrooms that tower over the forest in the wet season. It's strong, tall, and versatile, like bamboo was back on Earth, but the downside of harvesting fungus in wet is that the logs need to be dried for almost 2 months before they can be used in construction. Maybe if you study the mushwood, you can figure out a way to shorten the drying time. You'll need to get your hands on some mushwood to study. 3 pieces should do. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 2, 4, and 18. Oh, I got 3 stars. That's nice. Okay, and I should look around to see if I could find any more mushwood. It would be good if I can. I don't see anything over here. Right here. Now up? No. Well, hi Cal. He's still playing the drums. Hey Dad, this is the last month of bloom, so hopefully you'll be feeling better. Your dad brightens when he sees you. Why, if it isn't my favorite gooseberry, he wheezes. I'm glad you're not as messed up as your old man. This pollen is no joke. It really isn't. Oh, I can work on the farm. 2 biology. Toughness, Cal, kudos, and stress. I guess I can try working on the farm. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. She meets you at the gate of the gardens. Hello, Sprout, she says, shouting chipper. Come on, we've got a lot to cover before you'll be able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming. Your mom shows you around the fields and the geoponics domes. You'll mostly be working in the fields with the hardier earth crops like potatoes and corn, as well as the native plants we've managed to cultivate. She frowns. We'll figure out how to cultivate these native plants somehow. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturalists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is the most like a family. Maybe because they've always been your family, thanks to your mom and dad. Okay, so 1 card is locked. here, I guess. Okay, well... that card is locked, so I can't move it. Nope, that's less. It's 12 right there. Nope. It seems like this is the best possibility. So I guess we'll just have to push through. Well, we got 3 stars. And now, it's the early dust season. And hopefully Dad is feeling better now. So I guess we'll see what Cal has to say next time.